Ariel Helwani in Tokyo for UFC 144 alongside Benson Henderson, who meets Frankie Edgar this Saturday night for the UFC lightweight title. And Benson, it is very good to see you here in Japan. How is Japan treating you thus far?
First of all, it's good to see you too, Ariel. Thanks for having me on. Japan's awesome. I like Japan a lot. It's a pretty cool, pretty surreal experience. Headlining, fighting in Japan, main event for UFC. It's pretty cool. I dig it.
Does it feel, obviously you're fighting for the title, but the fact that it's a Japanese card, that you're on these posters, and it's just the posters are great, by the way, better than the last few. Does it feel a little more special that all this is happening for this main event fight for you?
I guess you could say that. Not really like special though, but like it's cool. It's an honor to be the main event and to have that sort of prestige, I guess, behind being the main event. It's cool. I dig it. I definitely appreciate the fact.
Right. I could be wrong, but I think that you're the first fighter in the UFC to go from fighting on Facebook to fighting for the title in the main event. You've come a long way in the last few months.
That is, yeah. Facebook last fight and main event the next fight. It's pretty interesting. I want the stats on that.
How are the people treating you here? Like, do you sense that there's a buzz for this event from the media, from fans? Have you had that sense? I know you came for a media event a couple of months ago, but what kind of sense do you get?
I get a good feeling. I get a good sense from the fans, from the media, from the like walking the streets. The fans like, oh, fight off, are you fighting? Like, yeah, I am fighting. It's pretty cool. To have that, like anytime anybody's excited for something that you do, for you as a reporter, me as a fighter, it's awesome to have that sort of appreciation coming from casual Joes, coming from media, coming from whoever. It's nice to be appreciated for what you do.
You've been a fan of the sport for a long time. Was fighting in Japan on your bucket list?
It was. It's funny. My coach and I, John Crouch, we're talking about it on the van ride up here, talking about. Before I even fight for the WC, I had said that I wanted to fight in Japan one day.
Are you drawing back to those feelings that you had as WC champion going into your title fights? Now that you're fighting for the title again, does this feel like, okay, I have a chance to right those wrongs? Especially, I know you've talked at length about the Anthony Pettis fight, but do you feel as though like this is your chance to make up for what happened, not this past December, but the December before that?
Yeah. I guess I wouldn't say right the wrongs, because it is what it is. I wouldn't go back and change it. I learned from that. I grew as a person. I grew as a fighter. I became a better fighter for having that had happened to me. So I wouldn't necessarily say right the wrongs. I would say I did learn from that, and I am a better fighter for that. I will have a better, fight. I will better fight as fighting for a title, defending my title next couple times. I will be better in that because of the Pettis loss.
And it's almost like that, even though it was a championship fight, but it almost prepared you for this moment. Like you got to go through it once, and now you could get to do it almost for real this time. Not to say that wasn't for real, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. With the whole jitters of, oh, fighting for a title, gotta win, fight for a title, yada, yada, yada. Oh, well, guess what? I've been there before, so I experienced that, so it's not as big of a deal.
How do you beat Frankie Edgar? I mean, Gray Maynard threw the kitchen sink at him, and he was able to withstand that. So how do you beat him?
Keep throwing the kitchen sink at him. I'll throw it again and again and again. If you want me to hit you, for 25 straight minutes, I will hit you for 25 straight minutes. You want me to beat you up for 25 straight minutes, you have a great gym, you have a great cardio, a true heart of a champion, and you'll always fight back, always, keep fighting to get your hand raised. That's fine. That's cool by me. You want me to beat you up for 25 minutes? Let's do that. I'm okay doing that.
What do you think are his biggest weaknesses?
That's the one thing. I think Frankie has a great heart. He has a great chin. Can't say enough of the guy. He is a great champion. He beat the greatest lightweight champ of all time. He beat him twice. So you can't, not a whole lot bad to say about Frankie. But I will say in his past few fights, he does. Everyone kind of glosses over it, but he does leave openings. He leaves openings. Gray, had him, doing the funky chicken dance twice in both the fights. So because of that, we know he leaves openings. If he lets me touch his chin, I will be able to finish. I will be able to capitalize and finish, off that.
He is a smaller 155-pounder. You're you cut a lot of weight, right? I mean, do you feel as though size will be a difference on Saturday or on Sunday?
Not as much as I don't think the media has been making it up to be. The media has been saying a lot. Like they ask me a question, not say, oh, have you been trying to add size? Like, well, yeah, I try to add size in between all of my fights. I do a 6-week heavy lifting phase where we add on size and go back to our strength and get our core strength up and whatnot. And they're like, oh yeah, so you're adding on size, good. And they write that down. They print that. So I think I will be bigger than Frankie. I think I will, if I am bigger, if I do have that much of a size and strength advantage, I will try and take advantage of that. But it's not as big as I think some people try to make it out to be.
You know what I love about you? You're almost like the MMA media ombudsman. You know what that is? Like the guy who you keep us on our toes. You're always there to check off when we're not doing things right, at least by your standard.
I try to. A lot of times when the words I speak, when they're portrayed in a different light, if I say whatever, and someone they have it edited a certain way to where it's, oh, he said this, and I'm like, I said that, but not quite the way you're intending it to be. Those are my words. I do take responsibility for them. For the people who are printing those, I want you guys to take responsibility for those too. Make it true to form of what I say.
Right. And finally, how about just your body and how you're adapting with the time difference? I believe it's a 15-hour time difference between here and Arizona. How are you adapting to that?
I think we're doing a pretty good job. My team and I, we got here a couple days ago. We got here a day earlier, 2 days early from the rest of the guys, to hopefully get adapted a little bit, have that 1 day to fully just lay around, not do anything, let the body adjust. Stayed up late that one night, woke up early the next day so that we're back on the Japanese time. I think we're doing a good job. Who knows? We'll see at the end of the fight how it went, and we can say, oh, we could have done this, we should have done this, we could have done this, but hindsight's always 20/20, so we'll see.
Prediction?
Me with my hand raised, leaving Japan with the belt.
All right, fair enough. Good luck. Great to see you, and we can't wait for it.
Thanks, Ariel. Appreciate it. Thanks.